Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. It's been a hot minute since I've been here, and by a hot minute, I mean like literally a day. But question of the night: Who shot Drew Kane on General Hospital? Okay, who shot Drew Kane on General Hospital? Okay, all right. So let's sit there and get into the roll call. We'll talk about tonight's soap. Well, we'll talk about tonight's topic as well as all the other soap operas. You know, you know how we do. Tommy is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Amy is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ryan is in the Ryan is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Queen of the South is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Amy is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Alyssa J is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Monique is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Spider Quaker is in the chat. How you doing tonight? How are y'all doing tonight? Monique said, "Hey y'all, I was just listening to Brock's review on GH. He got a point, and so whenever there is a who done it, it's always a stormy night." And VJ, what's good, VJ? What's good, Sean? How you doing tonight? Tommy's in the chat. Tommy says, "Do you like Mrs. Shepard and Nanny together? Be honest, please." I think Kyle is very entitled. I'm I think it'd be more interesting with the nanny and Holden. We're gonna be honest, you know. Tyler is an entitled, spoiled prick. So, I like Holden. I like Holden. That's my honest opinion. Sean says my friend said Carly, I laughed my ass off at that. Oh, you mean how Carly did it? Yeah, there's so many suspects, right? VJ was good. Let's everyone welcome VJ into this chat. Now, you know how I do. There's 19 people in this chat. There's only one of me. I don't think I have to sit there and tell you where the rest of the sentence is going to go. Now, let's have some fun. I got some fun, exciting things going on. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. Spike Cook says, okay, what who done it is better. And I don't mean the story itself because it's just started today, but what episode did the shooting better? The EJ one from Days. I'll probably go with this one. What's good, Amber? I will probably go with General Hospital. Everyone had a grudge with EJ. But he as much of an asshole as EJ was, Drew is far worse, right? Like Drew is way worse than EJ. Drew is way worse than EJ. So I would sit there and say GH. Autumn says, I don't like how Liz is blaming Carly and Michael for what's going wrong with Willow. Like Willow's not a grown ass woman who has made own choices, but as soon as Willow is exposed as a stalker, yes. See, this is the thing, right? And we'll talk about this tonight. So, Liz that they're batting for Willow, Chase that they're batting for Willow, right? People could sit there and be like, they need to mind their damn business. They don't know the whole story. No, they don't know the whole story. Angel has somewhat of a conscience, right? Like he does at times. He has more of a conscience than Drew does. Yeah, that was my day was good, Tommy. I made it out of work. And thank you, Tommy. I appreciate that. Seriously. Tommy, I like to sit there and get more people, more YNR fans into the chat, Tommy. So I appreciate your help. Yeah, it was weird for it to be Rachel. I'm not even gonna lie. But yes, Autumn. So back to the whole Liz was out of pocket, right? Liz sat there and was like, what Liz tried to do is Liz tried to use the mother card, right? Because there's a point. Krista Ramirez, Chase and Willow will be hitting the sheets in 2 weeks. Um, where's my drink at? I'm gonna have one more of this, and then I'm gonna have my actual drinky drink. Um, where are we at? Where are we at? LaShawn, I think it was Sitwell that had the judge killed. Yeah, but Sitwell also did. It was good, Valerie. But Sitwell also. Here's the thing: Sitwell's another suspect because Sitwell did sit there and say we gotta take care of Drew. Spikeworth says, but yeah, and remember, I'm talking about what episode was better, the EJ or Drew episode. Me, I'm picking this Drew episode because it all made sense and nothing was filler. I feel like EJ had some filler. What's good, Jonathan? Valerie says, hey, Albert, and Scout shot Drew. Tommy says, Kyle doesn't care about Claire's feelings. She asked for space. He asked her to marry him. I'm so happy. She said no. Well, here's the thing. She didn't say no. She said, I'm going to think about it. Okay, she didn't, yeah, I saw you said that in my comment section. She didn't say no. She just said that I'm gonna think about it. But then she also sat there and said that she wanted to get drunk with Holden. So what's good, Mika? I am looking forward to that episode. I'm heavily looking forward towards that episode. Hey, does anyone want to sit there and be reminded about how much why not was okay. Why not was okay. It was decent. It was decent. I did my review, so definitely check it out. Pretty much, Ryan. Pretty much. But hey, does anyone want to sit there and remember how much Ron? Yeah, Ron. You can celebrate that if you want. But does anyone want to sit there and be reminded how much of a scumbag Sonny is? Now, I usually save these clips for members only, but I want to sit there and share this one specifically because you know, just in case people forgot. Just in case people forgot. Okay, why the hell is it? Okay, there we go. Okay. No, Ron, I'm not. I don't care about Aaron. Ron, I'm gonna be honest. I don't care about Aaron. I don't care about Felicity. I only care about Kat. Aaron is cringy. I generally don't really give a shit about him. Um, but yeah,
AJ's not bad. You are. You saw me for my real dad.
I was trying to protect you, buddy.
You hung AJ on a meat hook. Then you made him sign me away, didn't you? Didn't you?
There was more to it!
I hate you. I want my real dad.
mm, mm. So in case y'all forgot, Sean says, Albert, I'm happy Drew is getting screen time. At least he's an amazing actor. Cody is so boring. Valerie remembers, yep, exactly, Sean Classic. Spikewick says, do you think GH will be able to pull off a better whodunit story than Days because they have the better first episode, but do you think they'll keep it up and have a better story? I don't know. I mean, I wasn't. You know, the thing is, there was things I wasn't really feeling with the whole EJ trial because a lot of the stuff just didn't really make a lot of sense, right? It was good, Cherry. A lot of stuff didn't sit there and make sense, right? Like Bell not there being a prosecutor, that didn't sit there and really make sense. Um, well, what are you talking about? EJ Smith there representing what you call it didn't really make a lot of sense. So the bar is set pretty low for GH at this point. Ron says you're so damn biased about Aaron, but you care about Kat because she supposedly is with Chad. Wait until Jennifer and Jack gets back from Sarah. Ron, I don't care about Aaron. I'm glad you care about Aaron, but I don't. You know, I, I like I said, I find him to be a cringy character, and I don't really care if he's back or not. Now, I don't really give a shit about Jack and Jennifer. Honestly, to tell you the truth, they can go out and F themselves with a spiked dildo, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, Alyssa, we're gonna talk about that in 1 second. Let me just get to Spider's question, and we're gonna talk about that too. Spider says, now for the most part, everyone knew from the beginning it was Rachel. You didn't, but mostly everyone did. So who do I think Pop Drew? Oh, I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. What's good, Susan R? How are you doing tonight? What's good, Big Nate? Yeah, Kristen, yeah, Kristen, I don't give a shit about her. Like, I'm glad that he likes the character, but like, like just because you like the character doesn't mean that I actually have to like the character. You got to sit there and have a whole goddamn connection fit about it. Like, bro, relax. No, Ryan, I really don't. I don't remember it. I'm glad to have you here. Johnson says his guest is Willow. But yes. And how you doing tonight, Laura B? All right. So just to get on B&B for a hot second, Alyssa. It is pretty crazy. Well, I mean, you gotta sit there and think about this, Alyssa. It's bold and beautiful. So like they don't seem like they put a lot of consideration into the show, right? Yeah, it's been like nearly 7 days, maybe 4 days or whatever. Um, Honestly, like, dude, the pregnant stress is to me is like the least thing. It is literally the least. My issue is looking at Luna. Every time that she smirks and she smiles and she says things like, "Oh, we made love." It literally turns my stomach, right? Because you gotta sit there and remember something. Remember Zenday for a hot minute? Let's go back to Zenday. when they thought that Zende could have possibly took advantage of Luna because she wasn't in her right mind to sit there and give consent, they dragged Zende up a goddamn wall. And they practically made it seem like he R'd her. The only person that spoke against it was Luna. But everybody else in the show tried to make you feel like, oh, um, oh, he R'd her. So let me get this straight. You want to sit there and rake Zende through the coals, but with Luna, you make it seem as though, oh, Will's supposed to feel guilty, but that's my point though. Okay, Jonathan, let me read your comment. But that's my point though. You see how there's a difference when they raked him through the coals, but when it came towards Luna, they try to make it seem like with Will he just wants to protect Luna's feelings. That's my issue. That's my issue that I'm having. Yeah, but what I'm like optics wise, Alyssa, optics wise, they try to make Zende look like, oh, they're making a clear picture where it's like he R-word her, even if he didn't know. Because remember what Carter said. But with Luna, it's Johnson says one thing is Willow likely still has access to Drew's house. She probably still has a set of keys, and another noticeable is the shadow standing over Drew. It looks like a woman with her short hair. Sean says, "But what creepy is Luna and will first interact? They were half siblings." Hmm? Tommy says, "Do you think Kyle and Audra will hit the sheets?" I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Ryan says, "Is Katie doing anything on B&B right now?" Um, no, not right now. I know she's going to be probably involved in the story when everything comes out. When everything comes out, yeah, Heather Tom will definitely be involved. Yeah, she should be involved in that because, Jonathan, my issues, my issues with one second, Ron. Why is it not coming up on fucking Christ? My issues. Oh, there you go. No, you're not even there. All right, one second, Ron. My issue again with Days, the two things that didn't work for me is Sophia, because again, the chick can't act, and Tate, who has the most high pitched, whiny voice I've heard in my entire life. I mean, it's like the guy just lacks testosterone. It's so hard to sit there and listen to him. It's ugh. Ron says, "Why don't Kristen just tell the truth, especially so Brady can shut his effing mouth? Tired of him berating Kristen. He's no better." I kind of think he's actually better than Kristen, if we're going to be honest. But Lorby says, "I like Kyle and Claire, but Kyle was an idiot proposing after their fight." Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly. And the thing is, even Diane was like, "Hey, listen, if you do this now, she's going to sit there and think." she's gonna think that you are just trying to, like, cover it up or whatever. That's what she's gonna sit there and think, that you were just um trying to appease her and and distract her with a ring. And that's exactly what Claire said. And when Diane got home, Kyle was like, "You're right." You was like, "You was right." But yeah, I don't know. I just, the thing is, I don't, you know, I guess part of me just like, I don't really care about the team stuff at this point, you know? Like, I just don't give a shit. Um, but we're just kind of stuck with it at this point. Tommy says Kyle did not tell Claire about run Audra back in France. Hmm? Oh, rubbed her back. I mean, that was, listen, the rubbing in the back was the least of it. Okay. Um, who knows? My whole thing is when Victor finds out, he gonna want that 5 million and to get Kyle the F out of town. Because Kyle made a promise that no person could sit there and make. You know, I want to highlight this for a minute. Oh, Alyssa says, I haven't been watching Days lately. I stopped watching like a few weeks ago because of the writing. The female writers are so horrible. It's funny because there was a certain someone that was really praising, like, oh my God, there's a woman writer on the show. It's about goddamn time, you know. There's a woman writer on the show. Um, and I just sat there and I listened to that and I was just like, woman or man, it comes down to the writing. It's not about the gender. But this person was like, no, this writing's gonna be great. It was great, my ass. Ron says, what's your take on Gabby telling Ariana about Andre about bugging the office to listen in Xander's conversations? I don't even understand the question. Like, what is my take on Gabby telling Andre about bugging the office? I don't really have a take on that. I don't even remember that scene, to be honest. But even if I did, I, I don't I don't have a take on it. I mean, she told him about bugging the office. Maybe that happened in the promos and I don't remember. Johnson says Days had a female head writer before Ron took over. Freddie said it? Oh, hey, Freddie. It's good to see you. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, Ron, I don't even remember. So I don't really have a take. So sorry. I don't even remember it. Yeah, and that's another thing, Alyssa. Those are two other people that I don't even care about. Oh, Jada and Chanel. Chanel, I definitely don't give a shit about her. I don't give a shit about Johnny either, to be honest. Like, I don't care about either one of them. If we're gonna be real, I mean, I was never a huge Chanel fan anyway. I just found her more tolerable when Raven took over the role because I don't know what they were doing when they had Chanel first come in with that other actress. I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but mhm. Yep, tell me that is correct, Mundo. But that is ancient history now. But on the brighter side, they're going to be having Roger Howard come on. Yeah, Brian, that's cool. You hope a dingbat runs a multi-million-dollar company. Yeah, Tommy, I did. It was bad. And then he doubled down and made a statement, and it was worse. And then his idiot wife also made a statement, and it was still fucking it was just as bad. LaShawn says Jada Hunter is Stephanie's roommate. Yep. Well, yeah, she improved towards the recasting, right? She was unwatchable. Like her character was unwatchable. I was like, I'm gonna have to fast forward to you, bro. I can't. No. Ryan says I used to think that Chanel and Johnny were adorable together, but from what I've heard, they become kind of toxic together. Mm, no, they had their ups and downs, but I just she was just bad. And the thing is, the actress is fine. Like she can act. They just had her personality and so much blah. I guess it's some adversity, Ryan. They had their issues, but I wouldn't sit there and say they're toxic. What's good, Allison? Like Xander and Sarah could be considered toxic. Those two could be considered toxic. Chanel, listen, for me not really giving a shit that much about her, that chick is ride or die. That chick is ride or die when it comes to his job. Yeah, Lordy, I can only imagine. I can only imagine. Um, no, Ron, you ask the chat. I'm not asking the chat if a dingbat should sit there and run a goddamn company. No, Chanel's a ride or die chick. So that's a good question, Allison. Who knows, right? Who knows? All right, I think it's time enough. All right, it is charged. So yeah, Jonathan, I have this dude was sitting there talking about how he's happy that Aaron's back. Cringe, seriously, cringe. Lord Aaron is back. You keep flying shits if fucking Aaron is back. Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady, being the bad girl. Man, that Saturday stream was fun though, right? Ooh, I did not, I did not, I did not sit there and think I was gonna be all well, whatever the hell it was. His jokes are cringe. I don't find his jokes funny. I find him to be very cringe. I find his personality to be very cringe. Um, yeah, I just find him to be a very cringy character. And Every time they show him, it's like, oh, great, it's Aaron. He's fucking back. That's just awesome. And Sean is here. Like that's just awesome. Yeah, I figured that, Sean. I knew you didn't go. Usually you say something before you leave, so but to each his own with these characters. Anyway, like I said, it wasn't a huge. Yeah, everyone's not there saying to so many different people. Um, I suppose it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and tonight I will be watching Wednesday. Oh, you mean Wednesdays of what you call it? How the hell does a show not have enough episodes? What do you mean? You must you must have skipped the comments, Albert. Skip what comment? What comment did you write? Because I was sitting there setting up. Yeah, no, I said hi to you, Freddie, when you came in. Are you guys talking about Beyond the Gates? Yeah, of course, Cat Lady, because, like I say in the beginning, I'm like one person and there's 40 people in the chat. So, I'm going to tend to do that from time to time. But no, Freddie, I said what's up to you when you first came in. Then I didn't see you really after that. So, yeah, oh, that show. Listen, I will always talk about Beyond the Gates. Um, but I'm not missing the show though. That's my whole thing. I'm not missing Beyond the Gates at all. Yeah, Jonathan, we were just talking about that. Well, Spider was not there talking about that. Yeah, I wouldn't personally recommend it. It says, hey, everybody, it looks like a shadow of a woman standing over Drew, but I don't think Drew's going to die because Kai and Trina will call the cops. Yeah, I hope he does not. I mean, the show needs a villain.
like I said, I mean, I'm not missing that show for a couple of reasons. If we're going to be honest, just as a soap reviewer, I'm cool with just we're having like one less show to sit there and watch. Like I still would have did the stream. It just would have been a little bit later. So like not having one, like not having Beyond the Gates, it was like it's like a lighter day. Until I was good, Darby. Until I don't care that much about the show. Like there's interesting stuff on the show. Don't get me wrong. There's some interesting stuff from time to time, but like yeah, it was good, Darby. Yeah, and also little Rachel needs to sit there and go to juvie. Ron says if Andre changes his mind about Gabby running the mirror when they get their company back and puts Anna as CEO, what are you gonna say? I'm gonna sit there and say that he's an idiot. I'm gonna sit there and say that Andre's an idiot for Snicker having a dingbat. Oh, happy birthday! Happy birthday, Freddie. I might have missed that comment, but no, happy birthday, Freddie. That's what's up. Yeah, I'll sit there and say he's an idiot. Ron. That's from sit there and say. It's been a hot minute. Everyone, I just came by to put in my choice for the shooter. My guess is either my guess is either Congressman Ezra or Willow. Carly will be the suspect because she says she'll kill him with witnesses. Also, Alexis said the same thing too. Yes, you're right. You're right. It is Tony. Thank you, Darby. It is Tony. Bobby says, I never watched Anna in the old days running a company, so I don't know if she's a good thing or a bad thing. It's it's a bad thing. Like it's a bad thing. She's a dingbat. And I'm being pretty nice because I usually say a lot worse. No, it's good to see you, Krista. As says glad Chad told Kat how he feels and looking forward to him telling Julie, Jack, and Jennifer and everybody else to mind their business because he already did it before. He needs to do that shit hard body because I am so fucking sick of Jennifer and Julie. Okay, I am so fucking sick. Um, Julie has just been getting on my damn nerves. Both of those idiots don't seem to understand or don't seem to care that she didn't do it just because. She didn't do it because it was a fun thing. She didn't do it to sit there and try to get their money. She did it because her mom's life was in danger. Oh, I got you. I got you. Oh, it's good to see you though. Calais, you stop it. You don't like this blank when you come over here. It's listen, it was good deluxe. I get it, but it's gotten to a point where it's one is getting old, and two, they're not trying to understand her point of view. They're not trying to understand. Hey, listen, she didn't do that because she wanted to. Thank you, cherry ice cream. I appreciated that. Thank you. It was a fun birthday, and it was a fun birthday night, minus to me nearly throwing up. But she did it because her mother's life was in danger. So it's like after a while, it's like, okay, I understand your hurt and anger feelings, but you're not sitting there trying to look at it from her point of view. Like exactly, and that's the thing, they don't want to see her reason. So it's like she should have been honest with them from the beginning. Her mom's life was in jeopardy. Okay, I can see where this is gonna go. So we're gonna agree to disagree. Um, what's good, Queen Jess? Kelly, you stop it. Being a bad girl. But yeah, we're gonna agree to disagree. Um, that's pretty much what I stand on. That's why I stand on. After a while, it's fucking annoying, and I'm done with it. You know, she didn't do it for funsies. She literally did it because her mom was in danger, and they're not bothering to try to understand. So I'm personally just kind of done with it. But agree to disagree, and let's move on. Jay Blue says it's better not to be. Um, Tyler, you stop it. You're a bad girl. No, I'm 5'7", and trust me, I'm scary enough. Um, Jay Blue says it's better not to be one of Scout's family members because she just lost her mom and now potentially her dad. Yeah, that's true. Just says GH was so good today, wasn't expecting that ending. I wasn't, but here's the thing: everyone kept saying that they're hyping it up. Everybody kept saying that they're hyping it up. Um, oh, it's gonna be a who done it. It's gonna be a who done it. Cat Lady kept saying, "Oh, they're gonna sit there and shoot him. Trust me." And I'm just like, I don't think they're gonna do that. And then they just did it, and I was like, well, okay. Yeah, they did drop a bomb on us, and they did with Javi and everything. Oh no, listen. You know what? You know what it is. I honestly tell you the truth. I was sitting there thinking about. Remember a couple. Jesus Christ! It was literally a couple years ago. We used to sit there and have our epic battles with Nina and Carly, and I was like, nah. I was like, we're not doing that tonight. Keller says he's just a sore loser. Shame because he owes Ron too. Exactly. So that's exactly what I was trying to avoid. That's exactly what you're trying to avoid. But at the end of the day, listen, you're still my girl. We just disagree sometimes. Spider Quick says, how do you feel about Beyond the Gates not being on? I'm cool with it. First of all, again, one, I don't miss the show that much because with Jada, right, Alyssa? I mean, with Jada. Like I said, at the end of the day, my girl, it just, we gotta, you know, we're not trying to go back to those days. Yeah, but no, Spider, I don't, I don't miss it too much. I really don't. Yeah, J Blue 4 week. He'll be back next week. Johnson says that's right. Kat was put in a position where she had no choice but to do Clyde's bidding. Exactly. So like I said, I'm over it. So yeah, I gotta look at this shadow that y'all talking about. The thing is, Jay Blue, this is the second time that they actually went on a random break. This is the second time that they went on a random break. Like it's weird, you know? Yeah, but okay, why okay. Let me ask the chat this after why would it be Willow? Willow wanted Drew's help. So why would Willow snap and take out Drew? I don't understand that. That's all I'm saying, Alyssa. And the thing is, like in the beginning, I understood. I understood Julie and Jack and Jen. I understood that. And my whole thing is like they're not thinking about her point of view. They're just not there thinking about their point. And that's what's just not working for me. It's like I get your anger, but you're not understanding where she was coming from. So after a while, it just got kind of, you know. Freddie said this will let Drew know not to F with people in Port Charles. He definitely deserved it. It was long overdue with his evil manipulation narcissist ass. Hey, exactly. But why would she? Okay, but that's my whole thing though. Why would she sit there? Okay, right. I'm not even gonna bother. Um, why would she sit there and think that? Like, here's the thing. The idea was to get the judge kicked off the case and to get a new judge that could be in Drew's pocket. Okay, he wanted Willow Snap when the judge died and Drew could no longer fulfill his promise. Now she blamed him for losing her children. I guess. I don't think that she did it either. Maybe she did it to frame Michael. Okay, all right. You know what? Okay, all right. Yeah, but I get where Spidey Quick is coming from now. That okay. I just like I said, yes, that could be a whole possibility, right? I just feel like, and I actually tell you the truth, she kind of was being rational. When you really stop and think about it, right? Listen, I get it. You don't like Willow, and you think that she's bad, and blah 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 blah. But my whole thing is like she was using Drew. If she was used, she was using Drew in a sense. Also, well, that's another thing too, Kristen. It's too obvious. One second, Ron, but like again, her taking out Drew, it just wouldn't make sense. Like yeah, but here's the thing, she still needs Drew to sit there and help her out. So I don't know. It was good, Jane. Ron says it's Gigi's birthday this week. That's why Jack and Jennifer are back. Also, Julie is there. I doubt Kat will go over there at Julie knowing that they hate her. Yeah. I like I said, I don't give a shit about Jack and Jennifer. Just as someone said it could be Stella, which I can see that you can or you can't. And that says Jack, Ditto, Drew, and or Ava. Like I said, Alyssa, I look at it and I'm like, I see their point of view. Their point of view got old, and it started to just. It was an everyday thing, you know. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I felt like they were picking on her. It's like I don't want to sit there and say bullying, but like after a while, just like, okay, girl, you made your point. You've been making it over and over and over and over again, and I'm done with it. You know, I'm like, girl, the caffeine didn't even kick in yet, and Julie is just on some Karen shit. Like, oh, he did, okay. And what's good, Monique? I think I said hi to you, but like, yeah, like I said, I get the family's point of view. In the beginning, I got that, right? You know, emotions was raw; they were very high, and I get that. But after a while, and honestly, to tell you the truth, the thing about Julie that annoyed me was that she was projecting. She was projecting, and she was sitting there trying to tell tell Chad how to grieve in the sense of like, well, you can't move on because you know Abby is the love of your life. You can't move on. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your goddamn lane. So yeah, it just got to a point where it started to just get a little too much. And you know that's the thing, Alyssa. You know how I generally try to see both sides of it. As says Willow using Drew and made it clear she needs him. Her facial expression said it all after he kissed her on the cheek. Also, she also told Liz this. She also told Liz that as well. Sure, it's not more. Um, and that says how much longer we suffer along with Claire Bear. Let's get Lashanta. I did too. I did too. He was on point. Oh, where's my goddamn suit? Nicholas says, I think Willow shot Drew. That was really funny. Yeah, Alyssa, you get it. You get it. You get it, Alyssa. Get it. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's a Jason thing now. It's a Jason thing now, you know. I get that, but like at some point, you know, the thing is, right? At some point, when you're sitting up there watching it, and you see them just doing it over and over and over and over and over again, it gets old. It gets old really, really, really fast. What's good? Seeker of Truth. It gets old. And at a point, you start to sit there and say, as bad as I feel for you and the loss of your daughter, this whole bullying shit is getting fucking old and it's getting old fast, right? The girl's allowed to sit there and live. You don't like it, I don't give a shit. You don't own this goddamn town. Yeah, I was like, so you just, I was like, so let me get this straight. The idea is for you to sit there and go over Drew's house, sit there and start doing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and until you just figure it out and just think that you're not going to get caught. And then what do you decide to do? Oh, let's go in Drew's room because he's never going to check there. Did you try going into a fucking closet? Thank you, Lord B. Yes, hit that like button. Did you try going into a pretty much, pretty much. Ryan. And I watch it every day, and it just after a while, Ryan. Like I said, I see both sides. It's a, their side of them doing that gets old. It gets old really, really fast. Um, and thank you, Lord. But yes, hit that like button. I'll change my music. Hit that like button. What the fuck? Whoa. Okay, let's see. Where the likes at? 44 likes. 20. I mean, 44 people in the chat. 26 likes. Okay. 29 likes. Yes, hit that like button because it does help. Hit that like button because it does actually help. Exactly, Ryan. That's my whole thing. Is like it gets old. Um, Johnson says that Drew survived. I do believe he will accuse Michael of shooting her. And if Willow set him up, like somebody said, then yeah. Now Ed says, "What do you think of Nina and Portia's conversation?" Okay, cat lady, this is why I love you. Such a bad girl. That's why you're wifey. Um, okay, so we gotta talk about this for a hot minute because I don't remember talking about this with everyone here. Portia said that her conversation was liberating. Or, I mean, she said that she felt liberated. Did you liberate to Curtis that you slept with Isaiah? Oh, you didn't? So how was it liberating? I understand like they had their issues and stuff like that, and I did sit there and see both sides of it. Seriously, Jerry, like she said it was liberating. I was like, what's liberating? Like you didn't tell the truth. Like, yeah, they own up. They own up to I don't know, they look like they had a good time. Like they had a good time. Her conversation was before she saw Curtis, before she or just Queen Janet, listen, when you're here, you're on time. And Janice says GH was a 10 out of 10. No, I gotta do that. Thank you, Ed. I gotta do that. You was watching some Like to Live scenes last Saturday. Oldest dragon really Luna cannot be Yeah, Jen, it's really funny. Alyssa said the same thing. Alyssa literally said the same thing. Having drinks with Nina, she didn't even freshen up after being with Isaiah. Johnson says Days was a 2 out of 10. Yeah, it was. Jonathan, you know what? You know what Days saving grace is when that happens? When it's a 2 out of 10 or 1 out of 10, or it's so, whatever, you know what their saving grace is? Their characters. Except for Sophia and Tate, 'cause I don't give a shit about that. But, like, now Barbie says the Luna storyline makes me feel it is so wrong. Why is that? Why does it make you feel so wrong? I wanna hear your thoughts on that. Jenna says Portia looks good, but she's too old to be pregnant. Yeah, I don't see that happening. But to be fair, I didn't sit there and see Carly being pregnant at her age. But they made Donna, so that's cool, I guess. Janet, was you here? Was you here Saturday? We just wilding out with the theories tonight, huh? Oh, Janet, I'm so sorry about Saturday. I'm so sorry about Saturday. Cat lady, if I get a hangover, it's your fault. Okay? So if I get a hangover, it's your fault. Johnson says, do you think Curtis will learn of Portia's infidelity? Yeah. Will it be before or after he sleeps with Jordan? That's the question. Ron says, how do you feel about Isaiah at this point after his attitude towards Jordan last week was unnecessary? Um, I thought it was necessary until he wound up sleeping with what you call it. Until he wound up sleeping with Portia. Okay, well obviously we got different. Yes, I did, Jonathan. I did. So yes, my friend, I actually did put it into a folder, so I will put it in a rotation. So thank you for that. As says the B&B scene with Kate telling Bill and Brooke, I'm taking my ring off, and it's been 5 seconds and soon 10. Why aren't you in bed? Live rent free in my head. I remember that. See, but that's the problem, though. That's the problem, right? In her mind, she didn't. But she did. Well, here's the thing, Jonathan. I'm gonna put it in the rotation. I don't. I already have 2 streams set up for what you call it for this weekend, but I will put it in the rotation now. I didn't hear anything about that, Lashanta. It was good, Alicia. Yeah, I got. Yeah, I'm glad you showed me so I can actually put in what you call it. Laurie says enough. It was borderline with Zen, and now they went full out assault with Will while pretending to be a lecturer. Okay, so I'm gonna take another drink. I know some people's comments I didn't sit there and read. I'm gonna get to it at some point. Um, all right, so here's my thing, and Alyssa, I know you're not gonna agree with me. This is just my opinion on it. Right? It's just my opinion on it. Everyone has lives. Everyone has lines where they feel like things are too far, right? My whole thing is like, and again, Alyssa, I'm not. I just want to make this very clear. I'm not pointing you out because you already talked me up. Yes, I will sit there and see you tomorrow, Sean. You have a great night. But most people did not do the hollering and screaming when it came towards Luna unaliving two people. Okay, but they're doing the hollering and screaming now because of the assault that Luna did on Will. And I guess part of me is just like, where are people's moral compasses at? Most people didn't sit there and scream and shout towards one thing, but you're screaming and shouting towards the other. Alyssa, I already addressed that, but I'm not. I know you did. That's what I said earlier. I wasn't talking about you specifically. I'm saying other people. So most people didn't. So like it's just a little kind of odd to me. I don't know if you actually want to be here for the rest of this conversation, but I'm gonna have it anyway. It's unfortunately a part of life, just like everything else is. So I'm not offended, or I don't think that they went too far with the. I don't feel like they went too far with the essay storyline. The Queen 21. My issue was good, Dave. My issue is that they are not addressing it. They're not addressing it. They're putting it in a sense of they're putting it in a sense of well, they're looking at it like Will just hooked up with somebody while he was drunk. He just hooked up with a random girl like he was drunk. And Will is making it seem like, well, I got to protect Electra and her feelings because I don't want her to sit there and think that I don't just love her. And that's not how they should be looking at it. They should be looking at it like Rashanta says everyone talked about Zendaya and Luna did the same thing. And boy, that's another problem, right? Like LaShanta said, everyone sat there and they talked about Zendaya when they felt like Zendaya took advantage of Luna. When it was a man, I mean, we can kind of look at it a couple ways. Man, black man, took advantage of her while she was under that influence. When she does it, when she does it, They don't look at it that way. They're not like Sheila's not even snipped there saying what's good, Black Man. Sheila's not even snipped there saying that it's yeah, let's everyone welcome Queen 21. Sheila Smith they're looking at it like, oh wow, I don't want you to get your hopes up or whatever. And I'm like, we got a problem here. Janice says, who is your best guess about who shot Drew? My best guess, I would sit there and say Nina. Best guess, I would sit there and say Nina. My best guess, I would sit there and say Nina. Yeah. What I'm sitting there saying is, Alyssa, that's how they want to paint it. I'm not saying that they say that's what it is. That's how they want to paint it. That's how they're telling the story. They're telling the story in a way where it's like, and they keep avoiding. They're doing everything that they can when they sit there and talk about what Luna did, and just are focusing on. They're just they're focusing on. I'm good, Black Man. I survived Tuesday, so I'm very happy about that. They're just focusing on him making sure that Electra doesn't find out, and that's a disservice. That's the part that bothers. That's the part that bothers. Okay, now, okay, it's interesting. Johnson says, I don't think that even Nina would go that far. Nina's the same person that took Ava's baby. Exactly, Alyssa. That's the part that's a disservice. That's the part that bothers me. You gotta remember, Jonathan. Nina took a baby and then said, "Oh, I was in my right frame of mind. I have mental issues or something like that." Um, As says, so Johnny's going to be a film professor at a college in Salem while working at Titan. Demara, too bad. He has to tell. He has to tell with Sophia. Oh, he has to tell with Sophia, Holly, and Tate drama because Sophia's following Tate. It doesn't. I'm. I mean, she ain't going. She ain't going to shop. They just kind of, they rotate the cast a lot of times. So she didn't leave town. Like where's Luke? Is like where's where's Lulu? She's on the show. They just rotating the cast. That's all. Now Johnson says that doesn't mean she's capable of murder. No, it doesn't mean that she's capable of murder. But it doesn't mean that she's not capable of murder either. You gotta sit there and think about this, Jonathan. She took a baby. She induced labor for Ava and took her baby practically from her fucking womb, right? So if somebody's able to sit and go that far and say, well, it's mental health issues, I don't think, like, yeah, granted, it's not. Yeah, Jonathan, but how often did they sit there and say that like something was obvious and it was like, I mean, you could sit there and look at the hook killer, like, yeah, Heather was kind of obvious in a sense, right? And granted they had other people, but sometimes something that's really obvious doesn't mean that it's not always the obvious answer. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, well, obviously Freddie, but I'm just saying though, like, Lone Ranger wasn't obvious to me, but I've seen them do that before. I'm just saying it's possible. That's what I'm saying. Like people saying it's possible. They might make it obvious again. Exactly. So it's everything's up for grabs. And Cat Lady says nope, nope to what? Elisa says Ava should be in Penville. Ava should damn sure be in Penville. That's true, Jess. Ava should definitely be in Penville. Okay. Ava, let me put it this way. Ava should be in Pentonville for Ava should be in Pentonville for Connie's murder. Ava should be in Pentonville for this pill swapping of of the pill swapping of Morgan. Who's good, Tracy Steves? Queen says she's back to always like she was when she first came to the show. I mean, think about this. She sat there and she bopped Nicholas on the head, and nothing happened to her. She bopped Rick on the head and said, "Oh well, she was sitting there. He was sitting there trying to take what's mine." So I was like, first of all, ain't shit yours. Let me tell you how deplorable Ava fucking Jerome is for a hot minute. She is literally taking money from a baby, from a child. I would love to build a jail big enough to sit there and put Ava under the fucking jail. Also set up Carlos and AJ as well. And yes, yeah, Jess. No, obviously nobody goes to jail, but Ava definitely belongs in. Ava belongs under the fucking jail. And then she'll sit there. Ava is trash. Ava is trash incarnate. She is literally. I mean, when you really sit there and think about that for a hot minute, let me tell you just how much of a fucked up person Ava is. What grown ass mother competes with their child over a man? And not just one, but fucking two. That's just weird. That is just fucking weird. Even you know who has kind of been. LaShanta says they forgot case murder. Alicia says, and Ava also tried to kill Julian because of Luke said to him. Yeah, she tried to kill her brother. Now remember, she wanted this money from Nicholas because she said, "Well, I want my daughter to sit there and live the life that she's accustomed to." No, sweetheart, you want to sit there and live the life that you're accustomed to. Jess said that's not even the worst of it. Ava has done shit for years and getting away with it. Yeah. But like I said, who competes with a man over their daughter? Like that's some wild shit right there. That's some wild shit. Don't forget Ava had some of these pills low which could have hurt Avery. Yeah, her own daughter. Because that's how much of a fucked up individual Ava Jerome is. No, not yet, Lashanta. But we haven't seen Molly yet. So, jury's still out on that. You know the sad thing is though? Danny R. And the sad thing is that like she already messed with Morgan's pills. You know, well, yeah. But think about this stuff for a minute. She messed with Morgan's pills. You would have thought she would have learned something by that. But then she messes with Sonny's pills. And Sonny, takes care of Avery. She didn't even think about that shit. Yeah. So, yeah. All in all, Ava is just a trash ass character who treated her daughter like shit. And God only knows when Avery grows up if she's not going to be sitting there competing with a man. I mean, competing with Avery for a man. I mean, she already competed with Kiki for a man. Not just one, but twice. Oh, under the fucking year. So yeah, it's really funny, Ryan. What you call it said that. Laura Wright said that she wrote on her Twitter that Elisa said she put herself and her daughter in danger while messing with Morgan's pills. She put herself and her daughter in danger by messing with Sonny's pills. Yeah, no, I read that comment. Freddie says, I have a situation like that. I was the mic on the situation. I caught my girlfriend and uncle together. Oh, God. Wow. Ooh, God damn. Uh, that's a real life soap opera right there. That's a that is literally the definition of a fucking Michael situation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to fucking say about that. Like, I don't even think Sorry begins to cover that. That is so messed up. Tommy says Ava is so fine. Ava is fine. Like, Ava is fine. I mean, Ooh, Apodoc said Sitwell hired Colette to do it. Yeah, I mean, the chick was making herself mighty comfortable, hanging out in this man's living room, drinking up his scotch. Laura B says, oh, Tommy says, do you think Rick is into not safe for work stuff? I don't, I don't know. I mean, I am. Like, I am, but oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Laura B. Adjust that comment for you. Yeah, Ryan, I tend to sit there and say things that I shouldn't say. We didn't need to know that. We also don't care. Well, damn. Yeah, all right. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Jess. Thank you for I've said worse, but that's beside the point. That was actually pretty light. Spike Quick says, I remember the Sunny Penthouse got firebombed from the WB weapon. I think Colette did. I remember she tried for Valentine. Facts, Spider, facts. Okay. So bad, Jess. Jess is Smith is done with her shenanigans and chicanery. Yes, shenanigans and chicanery. Alicia says, I know. But you start with your shenanigans and your chicanery. I just learned what that word meant. So I'm gonna use it a lot. Alicia says Ava is total trash. She is trash. I'm pretty sure chicanery is the same thing as shenanigans. Ed, I feel like that story was also before I was I was born. Chicanery. Shenanigans and chicanery. I feel like it means the same thing. I've been waiting to sit there and say that to you all day. Jocelyn said, did you know that Wednesday is from the same god that made Smallville? I don't get it. Ava is a stupid character and should not exist on General Hospital. Okay. I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did. Yes. Have a good night. Have a good night, Ryan. Oh, okay. I don't watch Wednesday, so I didn't know that. Okay. What's your thought on Christina lately? I don't really have any thoughts on her. I mean, she's not doing anything that's too crazy. I mean, besides her stupid plan that she got thrown under the bus because Cody decided to grow a conscience at the last minute. I'm more thinking about Cody than Christina because Christina's not really doing much of anything. Yes, but having Ryan, if she's smart, if she's smart, then yeah. I just, I mean, like I said, she's been pushing the envelope and thinking that she's super valuable. Like, girl, you might want to kind of pace yourself a little bit. Tommy, are you talking about tomorrow's episode? Are you talking about today's episode? Started simping for Molly. Have a night, Freddie. Okay. BC Survivor says, "Who do you think shot Drew?" I'm gonna go with Nina. I'm I'm going with I'm going with Nina. I'm going with Nina. Oh yeah, okay, you're talking about today's episode. Okay. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Ed. I mean, damn, like here's the thing. Listen, I get it. I get her anger. I get her frustration. The whole divorce party thing was definitely OD. Sure, BC. Sure. Okay. So here's my thing, Spider. Maybe even did. Okay, Spider. Let me ask you a question. Did you get that from Sean? It's like I felt like here's the thing. I felt like Sean said that in like. I feel like Sean said that in like an LOL sense. Now, okay, it's funny. Now, Lord B says, "I can't believe Ted gave Leslie his house. I can't believe that Nicole decided to sit there and have a divorce party." I want you to sit there and think about that shit for a hot minute. This chick had a fucking divorce party. Quick says, "Do you think next week Kate will save? Oh, Kat will save Chelsea, or do you think Chelsea is?" I Here's the thing. I want to believe, Spider. I want to believe that Chelsea is going to be her own hero. I want to believe that she's going to be her own hero. Remember, we saw in the previews, it looks like they're about to get into an accident. So I want to believe that it's going to, but I just, the sad thing is, the sad thing is, I wish they were better actresses. I wish it didn't come across like I was sitting there watching the fucking Tubi, a goddamn Tubi show. With them. I've seen actors better. I've seen better actors in asylum movies. Jocelyn says Ted has no abs to give when it comes to Nicole, and he didn't even know about the goddamn divorce party. Yeah, like that's like. Ed, listen, again, I get it. I get both sides of it. They're like, okay, I can sit there and say, one second, Spider. I can sit there and say that it was. I can sit there and say that it was disrespectful for Ted to sit there and lie all those years about his infidelity, right? And granted, infidelity is a lot worse. Damn, Albert, silent movies. I'm laughing at it. I can sit there and granted, yeah, infidelity is a lot worse than a divorce party, but still. Oh no, she bad, Tommy. No, she bad. Listen, the actress is bad. I have nothing against the actress. It's the character. Frederick says, "I gotta check the previews again. I forgot because it hasn't been on. I hope you start enjoying the show better." Oh, I'm still watching it, Spider. I'm still watching it. I'm always gonna watch the show. I just personally feel that when it comes to us beyond, Lorby says the acting on Beyond the Gates is a mixed. It is a mixed bag. It is a mixed bag, and that's kind of the problem. Like on Days of Our Lives, Sophia is a bad actress, and while the actor that plays Tate is a good actor, he lacks testosterone to not care. Spike Greg says, I get why Nicole mad at Ted, but to throw out all those years of marriage with two kids, I mean, she could have tried more. Same with Ted, he could have tried more too, but to strap up divorce is crazy. Yeah, well, I think that the acting is pretty shitty, but the acting is it's not the slang. It's not the same for him. It's really not the slang. Um, but I'm gonna go with your first comment though. I get that, but listen, I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a minute. Spider. Sometimes when the trust is broken. But how you move about it is there's a lot in how you move about it. Oh, that's a really good question. I'm so glad you asked me that. Chelsea, um, that chick that she's with, whatever her name is, Allison, uh, Samantha, Terrell. I don't know if Martin is a bad actor or he just is a bad character. Oh, Madison, thank you. Madison is bad. Uh, oh, seriously, thank you, Ed. Ed, you're fucking awesome. Tommy says, "Albert, do you think Ted should fire his business partner?" No, but it's a shitty thing that she did, though. It's a shitty thing that she did. But I don't think he should fire her. I don't think he should fire him. No, I wouldn't rock with him. I wouldn't be friends with him. We ain't going out drinking together. No, but like, cause that's the thing. You just broke the goddamn bro code. Listen, as men, we don't have a lot of bro codes, but certain shit, nah. Oh, Tomas is a Tomas is a terrible fucking actor. Holy shit, bro. Tomas is a terrible fucking actor. Oh my god. Seriously, Jack, I don't know. I would have been kicking myself if Ed did not point out. And this is why I rock with Ed. This is why I rock with Ed. Yeah, Andre is not exactly a great actor either. Parker says Carl should be fired. He's trying to steal Ted's wife right after they marriage problems. You don't. I'm upset someone today in my. What they do? Hold on. Okay, I'm about to curse somebody out. Hold on. Oh. Mm-mm. All right. Oh, I'm gonna get back to you in a second. Okay. I'm gonna write a much more sensible comment later on. They won't let me say what I want to say. It's amazing that that person's able to sit there and say some shit when what I say is, you know what, I'm not gonna. Yeah, I was in the middle of cursing them out, but they were like, "Oh my god, we gotta sit there and check your comment." Ugh, I was, and then they told me I couldn't say what I wanted to say. Bunch of bitches. Ted says next year they better get stronger actor or recast some of them. They gotta do something. PC says Kai's fingerprints are doing to be on are doing to be on safe. Yeah, I was gonna sit there and say all that. I was just gonna. Uh, oh, it's gonna be on the safe. Whoever says it's like you have your stuff, they don't like it. It's too bad. I am too, Ed. I am too. You know, okay, I'll deal with that later on. Hold on, but like, cat lady. Here's the thing. I hate to sit there and say this, but it happens to all of us. Like in a weird way, I hate saying this, but I feel like it's kind of a rite of passage. Like if you don't if you don't get like at least a couple of mean comments, then you ain't doing it right. Right? You gonna get some mean comments. That just comes with the territory. Fuck it. You don't have to like it, but it's the internet. And I feel like it's a rite of passage. I don't like it for you, but just try to look at it that way. And it says Ashley's mom wasn't a good actress either. She wasn't a good actress. Ashley, thank you. Ashley's not a good actress. Derek isn't a good actor. Thank you, Ed. Sparkler says what's crazy is Stacy told Kelly to stop talking, but it's a review. She has to talk. Well, that's the thing, though, Spike Quick. Like I say, it's a rite of passage. Kelly says, yeah, it's fine. Most people know how I do my videos, and she also, I don't. Yeah, they're terrible at. Thank you, Ed. Jenna says, I like the original Ted on B&B. Oh yeah, BC. Nah, we ain't doing snakes. We ain't doing snakes. We're not waking up with snakes in our bed. Um, because Ashley, she don't deserve to get mad. Actually, tell you the truth, she deserves Andre. If we're gonna be honest. Okay, good, Ed. You keep doing that. I'm scared of flies. I hate them things. If I saw a snake, I'm moving my bed. Yeah, listen, that snake is going out the god. That snake is going out the goddamn house. Listen, I get it. Little Rachel's a little kind of messed up in the head and everything like that, but nah, we ain't doing that. But yeah, I totally forgot how many I totally forgot how many bad actors on that show. Okay, Spikework says it's common sense. Cat Lady title says review. Well, here's the thing, Spider. Here's the thing. I've seen people come to my channel, and I will sit there and say Days of Our Lives review, right? And I had somebody sit there and say, I thought this was the episode, not your review. And I'm like, you do realize that reading is fundamental, right? Now, that person could have probably sat there and thought that about Cat Lady. Oh, because, Cat Lady would sit there and put a clip in the beginning of her video. So people were sitting there thinking, oh, well, they're going to show the whole thing. But Cat Lady's sitting there talking over. So I'm mad and I'm angry. And they don't understand how a reaction video works. Like, technically, what Cat Lady did was a reaction video. But people are really fucking stupid. I'm not even gonna sit there and try to sugarcoat that shit. They're just dumb. But like I said, Cat Lady, just think of it as a rite of passage. Strong woman, you got thick skin, you're gonna be fine. And Jerry, that's what somebody said to me. It was like, I came here because I thought I was gonna see the episode, not your review. Where it says in the fucking title, Days of Our Lives review. Now I've gotten worse than that. You'll be fine, Kelly. You'll be fine. I was trying to curse their ass out, and they was like, "Yeah, it's subject to review." So I was like, "All right, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna sit there and think about this." Have a good night, Lorby. Kat is spoiled just like Kyle. She is spoiled just like Kyle. I guess in a sense, they're not boring. Like, it's weird to sit there and say that, but they're not boring, right? Striker says people gotta read though now. If Cat Lee didn't have review in her title and just said GH da 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 da, I understand Stacy's frustration long as she is nice about it, but it specifically says review. Yeah, that ain't gonna stop people from being nasty and rude. That's the YouTube. Let me tell you something, Spider. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I know that you go on YouTube a lot. I I don't necessarily suggest everyone just get a channel because I have thick skin. Cat Lady has thick skin. We gonna deal with it. Some people aren't necessarily built for YouTube. Okay? People will be nasty and rude and say anything from comments to racist comments to everything and anything in between. It's the internet, and unfortunately, everybody has access to it. But on the bright side, though, I'm gonna watch Cat Lady's review afterwards, and I'm gonna sit there and post that shit for other people to watch, for other people to watch it too. So, but she's not spoiled though. She's not spoiled. Well, I mean, she's not bored. It says, do you think Philip's going to listen to Bell and think about what he wants and leaves the company? No, but I do think that it's funny. I'm gonna post your video on my channel. What's his name? Fuck me. Alex said something that was really interesting. Alex was like, "What if you break up the company? Right? Like, what if you just give back, the Mary Enterprises, and you just keep tightening? Then you don't have to sit there and split it. You don't have to split the company with Philip, and you don't have to sit there and reward. You don't have to sit there and reward Philip. You don't have to sit there and worry about it coming out and you losing everything if you just give back the company. Just give the shit back. You'll still be CEO of a company, and you don't have to sit there and reward Philip." And I'm like, maybe you should go with that option. He's likable without Haley. Oh, Haley, I have a soft, I have a soft spot in my heart for her. That's not what I mean, but that's what I'm going to sit there and say for this chat. What's good, Cassie? What kind of music do you listen to while doing the stream? I listen to like relaxing music, like ambiotic sounds. I call it lo. They call it lo-fi music. Um, so if you just type in lo-fi type of music, it'll come up. But or just instrumental music. I would sit there and say I listen to. So I would sit there and say like lo-fi music, like instrumental music. But here's my thing with Haley. I like how Haley looks. I'm gonna sit there and say this. And I know people are like, "Oh my God, you're terrible. You're wrong." I stand by this shit. Haley looks better than Danny. Is this EJ and Philip? Yeah, EJ and Philip from Days. Yes, I think that Step and Bill is growing on me too. Also, Tommy says, "Do you think that Holden will sleep with the nanny for petty revenge on Kyle?" No, but I do think that maybe Claire will sleep with Holden. I think that would happen. Yeah, that's just a thing. That's just a straight up fact, Jess. Yes, that's not even up for debate. And yeah, see, that's the problem. Though. Like, yeah, so Alyssa is right in that, right? Haley is dumb, and she proved that multiple times. But no better time than when their child is missing. She decides to sit there and make it about her. That's my issue. But Johnson says if Bill and Danny had a son, what do you think he would be like? I would hope, I would hope he would. hmm, I guess I could sit there and say I hope he would be a little bit like Bill and a little bit like Danny. Like honestly, tell you the truth, Jonathan, when you really sit there and think about it, I wish that Johnny was a little bit like EJ and a little bit like Sammy in a sense. No, I did not know that. No, I didn't know that. Wow. Damn, cat lady. Damn. Damn, exactly, Dari. Thank you. You can have him. Like, wow, I guess I ain't shit. Excuse the fuck out of me. Mm-mm-mm. All right, time for some AI slop because I gotta. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this one's good. This one is good. I'll be right back. I have another one. This is even better. This is an even better picture. Totally Jason, by the way, people. Totally Jason. And it says when it comes to Sammy, Lucas, and EJ's kids, all Allie, like Sammy, will like both Sammy and Lucas and Johnny his own person, but I think he could be more like his father. But the writings won't go there. I just feel that Jonathan. I just feel that Johnny is a disappointment as a character. Who's that? Uh, that is that's Jason Morgan and Drew Kane, cat lady. That's who they are. Oh, and Ed says I like your reviews, and I'll start making comments soon. And I'll start making comments soon. Listen, I know this is an AI fake, but like, what if he did do it? What if Sitwell did do it? No, the F is not. You're gonna make a very lovely wife to me. That doesn't even look like Drew. That totally looks like Drew. What are you talking about, Ed? Look at the hairdo. Side chick is shot. Only in the weird AI. That's Sitwell doing what he said he was. He did. Here's the thing. He did sit there and say he was going to take out. He was going to take out Drew. Not even close. You know. Let's show the other picture at. I mean, some of y'all people sit there and think that that's not Jason. That is totally fucking Jason. That is. Look at that hairdo. Come on, now. I'm going to sit there and act like that's not Jason and Britt. That's that picture again. Here we here we go. Here we go. And Ed, see you too. But on a lighter side, Tommy says, "How about why not?" I'm gonna put them in there next time. Stephen says it's only the hair. Now, some of y'all remember these people. Oh, Darby, you can click onto Callie's channel. Callie, you stop it. So, um, Vicky, um, oh, okay. Ed says, "One Like to Love on Hulu wasn't that good, doing too much." Wasn't it only a half an hour with this one though? Wasn't this only like a half an hour? Okay, Ed, tell me who these people are. Tell me who these people are. Okay, you got Vicky, you have Taya, you have fuck me sideways. David Vickers, Destiny. That's the black chick. I have no idea who's the actor that plays Cody Bell. I have no idea who that is. There we go. Hey, we gotta get y'all to do a part two. And it says Destiny, Danny, Matthew, David, Vicky, Cutter, and Kia. Yes. Okay. You know, Alyssa, Spiderquake said the same thing. Spiderquake said the same thing. Okay. All right. What are these people? Now, obviously, you have Blair, you have Natalie, you have Bo, David Vickers, Vicky. Oh, Taya. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. Taya. Um, I guess the other guy's Clint, right? Okay, I already said it. Never mind. I should have let y'all say it. Clint and Bob Buchanan. Yep. Blazer, Jacket, Bo, David, Destiny, and Vicky. Thank you, Jonathan. Jack Manning. Okay. That's next to Destiny. Blair. Yep. Blair, Clint, Natalie. And you do with Colin Claire. Yeah, I'll put them in next time, Tommy. I'll put them in next time. Once already like uploaded them, I can't like I got to put them in ahead of time. So I definitely will. Oh, hold on. Maybe I do. Hold on. It's not AI slot, but I do. Huh. Surprisingly, actually did. There you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, I'm just that good. So yeah, this is Kyle being a jackass to Claire when she said that she wanted time. LaShawn says Chelsea doesn't love Allison. No. Johnson says Todd did return for this version of Like to Live, and so did Victor. Yes. The nanny didn't say Tommy. The nanny didn't say no. The nanny sat there. The nanny said that she would think about it. Jill says poor guy should have listened to his folks. Yeah, the facts. Yes, that's right, Darby. Cat Lady got a new channel, so definitely check it out. And also heard that they let a couple of curse words actually slip on that show. Like they let a couple of curse words actually slip on that show though too. From what I heard, I don't know how true that is, but from what I heard, that's what they were doing. How to revive. Same thing with all my children, Alyssa. Yes, thank you, Cat Lady. I will definitely not forget, so I will post that shit tonight. Oh damn! No, but Callie is the truth though. Her reviews are fire. I did miss when she used to actually show her face, but it's cool. It's cool. Like I said, I miss. I just remember him Cynthia saying that, and it just throwing people off. Like what? Poor $5 million. A poor Kyle. Yeah, there was a couple of things. I mean, there's a lot of things. I don't know how excessive it was, but like it didn't help. It was only on 4 days a week, I think, from what I understand. And honestly, to tell you the truth, streaming was also new for them. Streaming is, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing: like, Days of Our Lives, it took most of the older folks to sit there and get used to, right? It was still a new concept for some people. I I do think that if they did do it now, it would have worked out for them. But I felt like streaming was a very was in its infancy stages. I just, well, I mean, I think it helps, Alyssa, but I don't think that's what's making it strong. Though. I think people are just used. I think people are just used to streaming. That's the thing, Alyssa. Even Hulu back in the day wasn't really that popping. You know what I'm saying? Like Netflix, Netflix during that time still had DVDs that you could sit there and ship out and ship in. That's why Redbox works so much. Redbox works because streaming wasn't really that, was still in its infancy stages. It would work now, but I don't think it had a lot to do with the profanity and stuff, or you know, I'm not greedy. I can. As said, they also had Jack sleeping with his teacher in high school. Danny sleeping with an older man her dad's age. Natalie Cutter, and Corbin Blue working for Vicky. Okay. I don't know. Like I started watching Like to Live like way before. I started watching Like to Live back in. Yes, exactly. That's what I was saying. That yeah, streaming was in its infancy stages. Like I said, this is the reason why Redbox was popular. Tommy says, "Did Kyle break Claire's heart?" Yeah, he broke his trust, so yeah, in a sense, she was crying, so yes. Yeah, that's the dude from what's those movies? I think I only saw High School Musical, right? Darby says, "I know I'm 56 years old, but I can say that old people will always have the most troubles, have trouble learning new things like streaming on computers." Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what Alyssa said. Do you like Redbox? I yeah, Redbox isn't bad. I never I didn't do the whole like even when I got Netflix it was streaming. I wasn't doing the whole DVDs, mailing it back. I wasn't doing any of that shit. Oh, that's awesome, Jonathan. I watched the same show. Wow, we really did watch like some of the same shows. Oh, Jonathan, did you watch? Okay, I know you watched the show, but I'm just gonna pretend that you didn't watch it. Um, Blake Hosey, what's it called? Blake Hosey High? What's called Blake Hosey High, right? I don't think it was called Blake Hosey High. And it says, what do you think we would learn about Xander in therapy, Marlena? Hopefully we'll sit there and learn the source of his anger, right? Like the dude is a hothead, but where did that come from, right? Like was this from his childhood? That is, okay, that is the name of the show. Okay. Yeah, I think it used to be on us. Yeah. Oh, Strange Days. That yeah, Strange Days at Blake Hotel. Yes. You know, it's funny, BC. I was never into All My Children, but like we started watching some of the old clips and stuff like that, and of All My Children, and it was actually pretty good. Actually, pretty good. Like the acting and Erica Kane, like BC. Erica Kane is a legend. Kelly said, "Yeah, I had to help my aunt with her phone like every day. Every day." Yeah, Discovery Kids. Yep. That was an interesting channel, Jonathan. I mean, it wasn't Teen Nick, but it was interesting. But yeah, Kelly, it's I mean, like I said, some people have a good night, cherry ice cream. Thank you for joining. I will see you tomorrow, or throughout the week. Some people, like I said, some people are just a little more. They're not really into like technology, and that's fine. To each his own. Jonathan, it's actually really funny. Um, just on a side note, they they've been playing a lot of like they actually had a promo. I don't know if you saw this the promo for like Degrassi, where they had like the actors come back and like say a couple words. I think it's like a 2 minute or like a 3 minute promo, but it was interesting. Like, what was the other one? Okay, one was called Snake. It was Emma's parents, and they show Ellie, like Ellie all grown up. Um, they showed Emma. I think that was her name. That's what I like what you had. Yes, I don't know what they're doing with that promo. Like, I don't know. Yeah. So like, what is it? Okay. So is it going to be like an actual? Thank you, Snake and Spike. So is it going to be like an actual document, like a documentary, Like, are they actually doing? Are they actually doing that though? Etc. Yes. Yeah. And are they actually doing like an actual documentary? I know it was a promo, but like, are they actually doing an actual documentary? That's what I want to know. That's the song. You know what it's going to be on? Like, okay, Jonathan, Ed, if you let me know when it's going to be out, because I want to watch it, and then we could talk about it. All right. Well, let me know what like is it going to be on HBO Discovery? Is it gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know. If y'all find out, let me know. Let's say I started watching NT back in '03 until 10 before it got canceled. Same thing when like left before getting canceled in 2012. Yeah, I watched All My Children, I think 1998. Alyssa says the Degrassi documentary. So I mean, yep, they're on Degrassi YouTube channel or Netflix because they do actually have a channel. Okay, it's coming out now. All right, add Alyssa, Jonathan, and anybody else. We got to talk about that when it comes out. I'm definitely gonna watch it. So when I do, we'll definitely talk about it. I'm actually really psyched. The nanny killed her own aunt. Well, yeah, I mean, Jordan. Listen, Jordan was a monster. So like, she deserved to go. Let's say Drake is aging like no. It's, you know, the thing is, Alyssa, I'm gonna be honest. I will never. Here's the thing. I'm always gonna call him Jimmy. Yes, I'm always gonna call him Jimmy. Like, listen, even when I heard like Drake was coming out and everything like that, like, that dude is Jimmy. Okay, he's Jimmy in a wheelchair. Okay, I call that man. I will call him Audrey Graham before I ever call him Drake. Ain't no way. Listen, ain't no way in hell I'm ever gonna sit there and call him Drake. Call him by his goddamn government name, Audrey Graham. And that's why I call him every day. I ain't call him no goddamn Drake. Jimmy. Yes, Jonathan. Yes. Tommy says Albert the CEO apologized to the kid and get really. Because last time I checked, I thought he doubled down like him and his dingbat wife. Alyssa says Drake, I heard you like him young. Oof. Oof. Hmm. Mm-mm. Listen, all I know is I saw that dude with this sitting on the bed with a chick that could be his teenage daughter, and we'll leave it at that. And this was during an interview. We're gonna leave it at that. Yeah, Audrey Graham. We gonna call him by his government name. He did on YouTube. I'm gonna check it. Thank you, Tommy. I'm gonna check it out. Check it out. I know he doubled down. His wife made herself look like an idiot too. Oh, that was a bad look. Such a bad look. But I'm gonna sit there and take my ass to bed because I don't want to sit there and drag and be feeling like I'm running late. So I'm gonna end the stream here, but I will be back tomorrow, and I hope everyone here can be here. Alyssa, it was really great to see you as always. Thank you for coming through. Shout out to Cat Lady. Definitely check out her channel. I'm gonna put a post. I'm gonna leave it in a post so you can check out her channel. Have a night, Tommy. Have a night, Ed. Have a night, Jonathan. Have a night, Alyssa. Have a night, Deluxe. Have a night, Queen Jess. Have a night, Queen Janet. Um, have a night, Tommy. Thank you, Alyssa, for coming through as always. Appreciate you. Have a good night, my gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. Johnson says, join us now time for another edition of Soul Chat with Albert Bostic. Thank you. Darby says, doesn't do a closing clap on the show. Maybe I got something for that. I'm so glad that you actually said that. I think I. What the fuck is it? Maybe I have to put it in next time. Okay, maybe I don't actually have it. No, I got this. Alright, that was kind of lame. That was kind of lame. But thank you, Alyssa. Thank you for joining. And thank you, everyone. You always clap before you close and shop. I know, but I didn't. I thought that special effect was going to be better than what it was, and it wasn't. Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Apopastic. Thank you, Jonathan. Um, Make sure you hit the like button. No, he don't. He's so bad. Take care of you, Callie. Don't worry about that. Jilly D says, is Jason in town? Yes, Jilly D. Johnson says, good night, everyone. Hit the like button. Yes, hit that damn like button. It does help. And also, my post, I'll be posting a link to Cat Lady's channel, so definitely check her out. Oh, shit, I didn't even realize this was actually still there. I was not. I totally forgot about that. Okay. Laters.